Thanks so much for being a part of our study in Deuteronomy. We're ending up chapter 26. And I want to read this to you. It'll sound very familiar because it's repetition. But I want to emphasize something, and Rudy and I will dialogue about it. So here we go. Verse 16. This very day the Lord your God is commanding you to observe these statutes and ordinances. So observe them diligently with all your heart and with all your soul. Today you've obtained the Lord's agreement to be your God, for you to walk in his ways, keep his statutes, his commandments, his ordinances, and to obey him. Today the Lord has obtained your agreement to be his treasured people, as he promised you, to keep his commandments, for him to set you high above all the nations as he's made, in praise and in fame and in honor, for you'll be a people holy to the Lord your God, as he promised. This is like an agreement, and I brought my white tablet in here to show an agreement. So let me draw like two sides of an agreement. All right. So on one side you have God, and over here you have the people. All right. And so God says, "You will be my people." Right. What else does he say that he's going to do for the people? They're going to be
prosperous.
Prosperous.
They'll be seen in high esteem.
And they're going to be holy to the Lord.
Yes, they are going to be.
Holy means, we think of holy in terms of moral rectitude, but holy also means separated. So they're separated unto God. When God touches them, that's what makes them holy. And so that's God's side, and we can list more, but there's a list of things. And then on their side, he says, what do you want? What does he want from the people?
That there would have no other gods before them.
All right.
And that they would remember the poor.
I hope you can read this.
And to keep the commandments.
Right. I'm going to put the word obey. All right. So this is the agreement. And we're going to basically take this agreement throughout the rest of Deuteronomy, at least a portion of Deuteronomy, where God says, you know, if you do this, there are going to be some blessings. If you don't do this, there are going to be some curses. We'll be talking about this in the next couple of days. One of the things that's been interesting to me is that there is a word, and you can pronounce it, Chesed.
Chesed.
All right, spell it for me.
Chesed.
And that is in some translations, covenant keeping ability. What happened though? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
You're going to finish my statement for me. What happened is the people of God didn't do this, but God kept being gracious to them. And so that term changed in meaning, didn't it?
It did. And really, chesed is grace.
That's exactly right.
But it, you know, like we've talked about before, it's always been grace.
Exactly.
And that's, you know, even when the problem with Christianity through the centuries is they've looked at Israel and said, see, they didn't do it. But in doing that and pointing their finger at Israel, they missed that bad things have been happening to them as well.
Correct.
And ultimately, what it teaches us is that everybody is the same, and even more than that. If we could have done it, we wouldn't have needed a Savior.
Absolutely.
And so all of this is a kind of a witness to us that mankind is lacking something that we need God for.
Right.
And we just have to surrender to needing Him.
Right.
And if we do, we're going to have a better life. And you know, little things that he tells us to do, like watch for the very first buds of everything and know that the harvest is coming, but the first buds are important to me because they'll keep you in mind of what I'm going to be doing in the middle of creation to show you what first fruits was really talking about. Because really, history, if you add an S to history, it tells you the real story. Right. It's his story to us, and God just wants us to be aware of our surroundings on a more than a lifetime basis. We're not going to have any life without having him in the center of our lives, which you talk about in this morning's article about having a relationship. You can't start you can't start your life with having God as your spare tire.
Exactly. So true. So true. Well, thank God for his grace, because if I were to pull up my balance sheet again, God has given me so much, and I have failed him so often. And without the grace of God, where would we be?
We'd be in the second death, separated from the creator of the universe for eternity.
Exactly. Exactly. Thanks for being a part. Rudy, thank you, and God bless you. Have a great day.